Thank you, Violina, for this workshop. Very much looking forward to it. For those of you who do not know Violina, she is a seasoned software developer. She has a passion for creating seamless cross-platform experience. She started not with programming, she started with consulting, and then she transitioned to programming out of a desire to build and innovate. And now she focuses on mobile app development. She likes solving complex problems and crafting user-friendly applications. Thank you very much, Violina. I'll hand it over to you. And yeah, let's enjoy.
Thank you for the introduction, Anna.
I will stop sharing.
I hope you see my screen. Do you see my screen? Not yet.
Not.
Okay. I guess you're seeing it now. Okay, so hello everyone, and thank you for joining today's event. I'm really excited to have you all here for our hands-on workshop where we are going to build a restaurant recommendation app with React Native, Expo, and Firebase. Today we will learn the fundamentals of building cross-platform mobile applications using, as I already said, React Native, Expo, and Firebase. These are three incredibly powerful and popular technologies. And before we jump to the code, let's take a look of how our app is going to look like. And our agenda for today, we are going to build a restaurant recommendations app. And actually, I decided to split this workshop in two sessions. Today, we are going to build the UI. And in the next session, we are going to do the Firebase integrations. And this is our agenda for today. First, we'll start with introduction to React Native, introduction to Expo and Firebase. So we will set up the development environment and we will continue with our hands-on part. All right, so let's kick things off by understanding exactly what React Native is. You see this sentence, build once, deploy everywhere, and that pretty much sums up its core promise and appeal. At its heart, React Native is a framework for building React native mobile applications. And when I say native, I mean apps that look and feel like they were built specifically for either iOS, that's for iPhones and iPads, or Android devices. And the cool part is that you achieve this using something you might already be familiar with, JavaScript or TypeScript, and the popular React library. It's also worth noting that React Native was developed and is actively maintained by Meta, the company behind Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp. And this backing by a major company ensures ongoing development, updates, and a strong commitment to the technology's future. Now, for those of you who have worked with React for web development, you feel right at home. React Native leverages familiar React concepts like building UIs with components, describing the structure with JSX, managing dynamic data with state and passing data down with props, and using hooks for managing state and side effects in functional components. This means if you know React, you've already got a significant head start in building mobile apps with React Native. This is a crucial point. Unlike some other cross-platform solutions that might render web views, React Native renders actual native UI components. So when you create a button in React Native on iOS, it becomes a real UI button, and on Android, it becomes a real Android widget button. This is what gives React Native apps that truly native look and feel, and contributes significantly to their performance because it's rendering native components. React Native also offers excellent performance that's often very close to apps built purely with platform-specific languages like Swift or Kotlin. So in a nutshell, React Native lets us use our JavaScript and React skills to build real native mobile apps that can run on both iPhones and Android devices, offering good performance and a familiar development experience. Now that we have an understanding of what React Native is, let's talk about why you might choose to use it for your mobile development projects. First and foremost, this is a big one: cross-platform development. Imagine being able to write your application once and then application code once and then deploy it on both major mobile platforms, iOS and Android. React Native makes this a reality. This significantly saves you time, effort, and ultimately resources. Instead of having two separate development teams writing essentially the same app in different languages, you can have a single team leveraging React Native. Building on that, we have code reusability. It's not just about deploying to both platforms. A significant portion of your code base, the core logic, the UI components, can be shared between the iOS and Android versions of your app. While there might be some platform-specific elements, the majority of your work can be reused, leading to faster development and easier maintenance down the line. Another crucial benefit is the large and active community. React Native has a massive and incredibly helpful community of developers around the world. This means that if you run into a problem, chances are someone else has encountered it before, and there's a solution or a library available. And this vibrant community contributes actively to open source libraries, writes tutorials, and provides support, making it easier to learn and build with React Native. For those of you who value speed, faster development is a major draw. React Native offers features like hot reloading. This means that when you make changes to your code, you can see those changes reflected in your running app almost instantly without having to completely rebuild and redeploy. This drastically speeds up the development process and also the debugging process, allowing for rapid iteration and experimentation. And now some people might wonder about performance when using a cross-platform network or framework. With React Native, you get near-native performance. It achieves this by rendering actual native UI components for each platform. This isn't like a web app wrapped in a native shell. The end result feels and performs very much like a truly native application, providing a smooth and responsive user experience. And finally, this is particularly relevant for those with web development experience. React Native leverages familiar technology. If you're already comfortable with JavaScript and React library, the learning curve for React Native is significantly smoother. You can apply your existing knowledge and skills to mobile app development, making the transition much easier and faster. So, as you can see, React Native offers a compelling set of advantages, making it a fantastic choice for building mobile applications. Its cross-platform capabilities, code reusability, strong community, fast development cycle, good performance, and familiar technology make it a powerful tool in our arsenal. Now let's talk about Expo. Think of Expo as a fantastic set of tools and services built around React Native, and its main goal is to simplify React Native development. Expo provides a whole ecosystem of tools, services, and pre-built components designed to make building, testing, and deploying React Native apps much smoother and faster. Let's look at some of its key features. First, we have the Expo CLI. This is your command line interface, your central hub for creating new projects, building your app, and even deploying it. Then there's the Expo Go app. This is super handy during development. You can run and test the React Native code you're writing directly on your own physical phone or tablet without needing to go through the often time-consuming process of native builds. Expo utilizes what's called a managed workflow. This means it handles a lot of the complex and sometimes fiddly native build configurations for you behind the scenes, letting you focus more on writing JavaScript and React code. Another great aspect is the collection of pre-built components and APIs. Expo gives you easy-to-use JavaScript interfaces to access various device features like the camera, GPS location, push notifications, and much more without needing to dive deep into native code. And finally, Expo enables over-the-air updates. For many types of changes in your app, you can push updates directly to your users' devices without them having to go through the app stores again. And this can significantly speed up the iteration and bug fixing process. So in short, Expo takes a lot of the headache out of React Native development, especially when you're starting out, allowing you to focus on building your app's features more quickly and efficiently. Now that we know how Expo simplifies React Native, let's move on to our backend solution, Firebase. Think of Firebase as your complete backend in the cloud. It's a comprehensive set of services and tools designed to help you build web and mobile applications quickly and easily. The key benefit here is that Firebase provides a ready-to-use backend infrastructure. This means you don't have to worry about setting up and managing your own servers, which can be complex and time-consuming. Firebase takes care of all that for you. For our mobile app, we'll likely be using a few Firebase services, and the first one is Cloud Firestore, which is a flexible NoSQL document database, perfect for storing and syncing our restaurant data in real time. We'll also likely use authentication to easily and securely manage our sign-in and sign-ups. And if we want to allow users to upload photos of restaurants, we can use storage to store and retrieve user-generated content like images. Beyond this, Firebase offers excellent scalability, meaning it can handle a growing number of users without you needing to make major changes. It's also very reliable, and it comes with a generous free tier to get you started without significant upfront costs. So Firebase provides us with all the backend power we need: a database, user authentication, storage, all managed in the cloud, allowing us to focus on building the front end of our mobile app with React Native and Expo. Now let's see how these three technologies work together to create a powerful mobile app development stack. Here we have a simple image to illustrate this. We have our mobile app running on a device, This app is built with React Native, providing the framework for creating the user interface and app logic. Expo simplifies the development process by providing a set of tools, services, and pre-built components. It also helps us access various device features like the camera, location, and more, all through easy-to-use JavaScript APIs. Firebase provides all the necessary services we need, such as a database for storing our restaurant data, user authentication, and storage for images. React Native communicates with Firebase over the internet to interact with these services. In essence, React Native handles the app's UI and logic. Expo streamlines the development process and provides access to device features. And Firebase offers a robust and scalable backend infrastructure. Together, they form a powerful trio for building modern mobile applications. And now let's see the structure of our app, what we are going to build. We are going to have a simple app which is going to consist of a header image, a header component. We will have also a search, and we will be able to search for a specific restaurant from our app, and we will have a scrollable list with the restaurants from our database. So, and the first thing in order to start building the mobile app is to create the project, and there are two ways to create Expo managed React Native project. The first command npx create Expo app at latest will create project which will have the latest features from Expo, and it will also have support for Expo router, which is pretty similar to the next routing system. And the other way, and this is my preferred way because we are not going to use Expo router in this project, is to create a blank project with npx create Expo app -- template. I already did this in order to save time because this process sometimes takes longer. And the next step is to start the project running npx expo start. There are two other dependencies we need for our mobile app, and the first one is React Native Paper. We will use this npm package for the search bar and expo vector icons for some icons in our app. And now we can continue with building the project. Are there any questions in the chat in the meantime?
Andrew asked if React Native is the most popular programming language for mobile development. And yeah.
Yeah, what is the next question?
Yeah, I think it's...
Yeah, I can say that React Native is one of the most popular because, as I already mentioned, is built by Facebook, and a lot of big companies actually have mobile apps built with React Native. And with the latest updates of Expo, actually we can build not only apps for mobile, for iOS and Android, we can also build apps for TV. Amazon invests a lot in developing the React Native for TV, and also we can build desktop apps for Windows, for Mac, and I think that it's going to be the most popular framework for mobile development. Yes, Kotlin is for Android. Okay, so do you see the code for you see the, okay. So I already built, created the project in order to save time, and we can go through the through its structure. Here in package.json, we have all installed dependencies. I mentioned that we will need React Native paper for the search component, and the Expo vector icons, they are already installed, and you can see them here. We also have our app.json file, which usually contains configurations for our mobile app. We can set the background color here. We can also add loading icon here, and we can change if the theme of the app should be light or dark, and also the name of the app. It by default, when I created the project, it prompted me for the name, but this name can also be changed. And how I usually like to structure my projects is, and probably I'm not the only one, I want to have a source folder where I can have my components and screens separated in order to be easy to maintain. And I already created this source folder and added a data folder, which I will be used later on. And now it's time to create my components and screens folders. This is simple app, and I'm not planning to have more than one screen, so we will have the home screen, and no, sorry, I think I created the screens folder within components. Here it is. So I will start with our screens, and we'll create the home screen. And in React Native, no, we don't use the elements like in HTML, like div, p tag, or the elements from the web. We have specific components built for that purpose, and what plays role like div in React Native is the view component. So I will import view and text from React Native, and app.tsx file currently contains this code, which I'm going to delete from here and replace it into our home screen in order this file to be cleaner, and we will import only our home screen in app.tsx. We need the styles. And here what I have to do is to import our home screen. Okay, as you can see, it's reloading very fast, and you can see the changes instantly. And for our home screen, let me see what we have to do. Okay, actually, this is yeah.
Violina, I think we can't see the changes in your phone screen.
Is it raised?
For me, it's just saying open aptX to start
Let me
working.
just change the cover to make sure that it's updating.
It
Do you
is.
see the updated cover?
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, because it was showing an error. I'll just go back. I haven't imported the home screen, and it was showing an error, and that's what I meant by saying that you can see the updates and changes instantly. Okay, I'll go back to the white background, and the other thing which we can do here, actually we are done with our screen, and later on we will import our components for the mobile app. And for this app, I will create 3 components. The first one will be the header. The second will be the search bar, and the third one will be our restaurant cart. And I will start with the header component. By the way, is the size of the code good enough? Do you see it well, or should I increase the size?
For me, it's okay.
Thank you. I have here import also the style sheet component in order to apply styles to this component. And I'll just add some text to make sure that everything works as expected, and we'll import this header here. All right. So you see here the header, which means that the component is already present in our home screen, and the position is not where it's supposed to be. And the reason for this is that here in our home screen, we have the Justify Content Center. If we delete this, everything will go up, and actually this is the desired styling for the header. And now I will continue with the header component. And actually what I'm going to do is to wrap actually I will wrap the home screen not in view but in safe area view, because if you can see now the header is on the top, and it's not visible because we have the status bar which shows the time connection, and also the I want for the phone. And I will just add the safe area view, and it will fix this problem. Here it is. Now the header is visible. Okay, and we can continue with our header component. What I'm going to do is to apply styles to the header, and for this purpose, we use the style sheet component. Apply width of 100 100% to this component in order to have the whole to take the whole width of the screen, and also the height could be not 50, but oh, sorry, I missed to add the things which we are going to style. For the header view, I will add the container style. And here in the object, we can add the needed styles. So first, the width will be 100%. The height could be 60, and background color could be just, I'll use something. Okay, let's use this. And in order to see the applied styles, we also have to import the styles to our view component, and I'll just change the color to be more visible, maybe like this. And the next thing which we have to style is our text component, which currently says header, but I will change it to local bytes, as this is the name of our app. And here I'll create styles for label, and what we need here, we need font size of, let's say, 24. I miss the comma. Also, what font weight could be, let's say, 900. Those to add the style here. Okay, 900 could be a little bit too much. I think it's better now. What else? The color could be white in order to be more readable. And I think that's it for this text component. One thing which I see is that the text currently is aligned on the left side, and I will add align items center to the view. Now everything can be centered, and also justify content center so that the text is center. And this pretty much makes our header component done. What I think I can do is to make the label to be dynamic, because if we decide to have another screen, we can reuse our header and we can just pass the label as a prop. And for this purpose, I will create interface for the header. And I will just pass label as a string. And here we can also pass the props, but we can also make it more smarter way. We can use RC React-FC is for functional component, and here I will pass the header props. And here we can destructure the label. Okay. And here in our home screen, instead of having the header alone, we can pass the label for the header as props. And here I will pass local bytes. And I can avoid having the local bytes written here. And here I will just pass the label. Okay, perfect, it works. And I was thinking that instead of setting the width to 100%, we can use the dimensions API from React Native, and it's quite useful because it takes the actual width of the device you are using. It could be phone or tablet, and we in this case we avoid setting specific numbers for the width, and what I have to do is to import the dimensions from React Native, and here I will create a constant for the width, which will take the window width. And here, instead of 100%, I could just say width, and it will take the width of the device. This is quite useful, and I think we are ready with our header component, and the next thing which we have to create is our search bar. And I'll just drink a sip of water. Okay, so now I will create the search bar. For the search bar, I will need, actually, I won't create it from scratch. I will use the search component from React Native Paper. React Native Paper is a great library which provides the built-in components and can be very useful. Instead of building something from scratch, you can save time by using already built components. And what I have to do is to import the search bar from React Native Paper. And what I need to do here I won't return view or text like in the header. I will just return the search bar with the self-closing tag, and there are a few properties I need to pass. And I also need to use useState in order to track the search term in the search bar. And I import useState. So I'll just create a state variable here, which will be search query, and the default value will be empty string. And here in the search bar, I'll just let me just import the search bar here in the home so that we can see the updates. Okay, I just have to, you can see now we have our search bar visible, but we need to apply some styles, and I will do it right now. So the first thing which I have to do is to add a placeholder, which can be search. One thing which this search bar provides is on change text, and here we are just going to use the state variable, and on change text we will pass the set search query. As value we will use search query, and for style, let's see what we can do. The width could be, let's say, 95%. It won't take, I think I need one more curly brace. Yeah, the width could be 95%. What else? We can have margin of 10. We can also have border color, which could be this, and border radius 20. Border radius, and export default. I think the app is not updating right now. I'll just stop the Metro server and run it again. Because it's supposed to have width of 95%, but for some reason, oh yeah, let me just go to this home screen, and yeah, search bar, because I'm importing the wrong search bar. It should be the search bar from components. I'll just stop again the Metro server. Here it is. Okay, so now we have also our search component created later on. Actually, in the next session where we connect the app with the Firebase database, we will create also the queries for the search. And for now, we are good to continue with our next component, which is our restaurant card. And I will also create it inside the components folder. Here. Okay, for the restaurant cart, what we need is to import also views, text, style sheet. We will use also image because our cart will contain image of a restaurant, and probably we'll use the dimensions here also. And here, instead of div, we can use the view component. And I will also create the style object. And what we also have to do is to import the restaurant cart in our home screen in order to see the updates. And I will just add some style to the view element in order to be sure that everything works. I will add width of okay, let's create the width constant using the dimensions from React Native in order to avoid writing the style for the width several times. I'll use the dimensions API for width, and here I can just pass the width of, let's say, width, and I will add a background of red just to be sure that it works, and also background color here, and we'll add a height of let's say 200 pixels. And yeah, I also have to add the styles to the view element, and here it is. We have our first styled element, but it won't look like that at the end. So the next thing which we have to do is to add, but maybe I will go with creating the styles for the view, and later on I will continue with the image and the text elements. So the first thing which I will do is to change the background color, and it can be, let's say, something similar. Actually, I can use the same color as the header background, and we will have consistency with the colors throughout the app. Okay, the other thing which can be done is actually the width to not be as the whole device width, but maybe we can make it a little bit smaller, like -20. Yeah, it's better now. And what else we can do? We have border radius for our search component, which will be good to have a border radius also for our restaurant cart component. And what else we can do? We can add some shadow. Which can be black. Also shadow offset and width can be 5. Height can be 5. Shadow opacity. 3. Also elevation. It could be 9. Do you see that we now have the shadow of our restaurant cart and also I think that's it for now. I'll just delete the text because I don't like it in order to be clean. Okay, we can now continue with our image element. And for the image, I already added the images in my assets folder. I created a separate folder and named it images, and here I have the images for the restaurants, but in the next session the images can be will be connected to our database, and they won't be here. Instead they will be stored in Firebase. So now we can continue with the image element. We already have the image element imported from React Native, and there are few properties which we can pass to our image. The image is self-closing element. And the first thing is the source. This is very important. And for the source, we can use the require. And here we can pass the path to our image, but just to make sure that we are using the right. So require, and I always mix the how the require is written. And here we can provide the path to our image. And let's see, let's select a random image. Okay, the first one. Okay, the image now takes almost the whole height of the app, which is not good. And what we can do is to add some styles to the image, and I can do that by adding the style element, the image element here. And here we can set width, and for width we will use the same width constant, which is taking into account the width of the physical device, and also we'll limit it, we'll make it a little bit less wider, like the cart restaurant cart element itself. And I also have to add the style here. Okay, the next thing is to add some height. Let's start with 100 pixels and see if it's good. Probably no, maybe 150. No, maybe. Okay, 130, I think it's good. And what we also have to add are the border radius, but for the image, I would like to have border radius only on the top left and top right. And we can achieve it by adding only these properties. And now I see that I can also create a constant for the radius in order to be easier to maintain it in the future if we decide to change the radius, because we are using the same border radius for the restaurant cart element and for the image. And here, instead of the value for the radius, we can just pass the constant. And the same here. Okay, the next thing which we have to do is to add the text element for our title, for the title of the restaurant, also for the category. And this will be two different text elements, and I will start with the title of the restaurant. We will need a text component, and here I'll just add first restaurant, but later on I will create interface where we'll pass the title as prop. And let's add some styles for this text element, and I'll call the object title. The font size, let me just import it also to the text element in order to see the styles updated. As font size, it could be 20. Font weight would be 700. The color could be white. And I think that's it for the style of the title. The next thing which we can do is to add text style for the category. Just grab some random text from and let's style this text element. It will be category, and here the font size can be, let's say, 14. The font weight this time could be 400, and the color can also be white. I'm adding the styles for category, and one thing which we can do is also to add some probably margin, and this margin actually can be for the text container, and actually I will wrap the two text elements in a view which will apply the styles for the text elements. Okay, and here I'll just create text container. And we'll apply margin horizontal and margin vertical. Margin horizontal, here we can use margin top, bottom, left, right as on web, but in order to avoid repetitive code, we can just use margin horizontal, and it will apply margin on the left side and on the right side of the component. And let me just add the style here. And you can see the horizontal margin is applied, and we can also apply some vertical margin, which can be 5, let's say. Okay, and now we are avoiding repeating code like margin top, bottom, margin right, margin left. We can just use margin horizontal and margin vertical. And what else we are missing here? We also can have the rating below the text, and for this I will use Expo vector icons. And let me just open a browser, and I'll just search for Expo vector icons, and I will search for star. And let's choose a star. One thing I want to mention is that you have to install Expo Vector Icons as package in order to use it. I already have it installed, and I won't do it right now, but I think I will use this star icon, and I will just copy this code for the import and add it here. And I also use this code and add it here, but let's see how it looks in our app. It's a little bit bigger, so maybe it could be, let's say, 20 or 16. Okay, and the color can be gold. Okay, what I think what I can do here is also to add some add a view in order to apply some styles for the icon. Here it will be rating container. What we can have is, let's say, margin horizontal. It can be the same as for the rest of the elements. And I was thinking that, no, it's good, yeah. I was thinking that maybe it's good to have more than one star now. Later on, we will have the rating coming from the API, from our Firebase actually database, and I will just create a constant rating, and let's say it will be 4, so that we have 4 stars here. And what I can do is to wrap this star in array And here we can have the font also. And as you can see here, now the stars are in vertical direction. And this is because by default in React Native, the flex direction is column. And what we can do is to set the flex direction to row here in our rating container. And this will fix our issue. And of course, we have to set the styles to the rating, and I think I can just put this whole component inside the text container, and this way we will have similar positions to the elements, but maybe this could be 16. And do we have some margin? I think this margin vertical is not needed here because, yeah, we don't need it. Maybe just little margin top. Okay, and the last thing which we need to add is our dollar sign icon, which also can be used from Expo vector icons. Okay, use this. I'll import it. Oh, actually, we already have font also imported, and I'll just copy this code. And we'll add the icon here. And here I will just change the size to be 16, and the color could be, let's say, white. And also what I can do is to, let's say, this text container, I think it also should be text container. Yeah, I think I can just apply some style here. I can wrap actually this whole thing to a different additional view, and I will apply flex direction row to the whole view element. This way we will have, I can make it as inline styles here. Why is not applying? Let me just create this element here, and we'll add the styles, flex direction row, space. And I will just, instead of having it inline, but why is not updating the styles? Let's see what we have. We have the view, which is holding our other elements. We have the image, we have this view. screen. Horizontal. Okay, I'll figure this out later, and I'll just go because I saw that we passed 1 hour, and I will just quickly go to our home screen and create. So what we have now, we have created our restaurant cart component. It has our image element. It has our title of the restaurant. It has the category and rating. And what I would like to do now is to have a list of scrollable items and have more than one card displayed. And in order to achieve that, in React Native, we can use flat list. This is a component which have scrolling capabilities and can render a large amount of data. And it can have either horizontal or vertical scroll. And for our restaurant cards, I will use some mock data, which I already created here in our data folder. We have utils file with some restaurants, and we have name, categories, image, and rating. And actually, instead of passing these names, and now I will just pass the title, category as a prop, also an image. And maybe the first thing actually before creating the flat list is to create the interface for the restaurant card. And it will contain the following props. It will have name, you have category, image, and ID. And here we can also pass the restaurant card props. And what actually I can also create this as object. Instead of okay, this will be info object, and I will pass it here as prop. And another thing what we can do is also to destructure this info object. And I will also pass here instead of the name from the props. And category from the props. And also the source for the image can be just image. And now what's left is to add these properties to our flat list component, which we are going to I will just comment out this restaurant cart component, and we already have imported the flat list. And what's left is, let me just import the restaurants from the utils. And here we can start adding our flat list. Here I have to delete some stuff. Just see, am I missing something here? We have the restaurant card props. Because my data, okay, it's not category, it's categories. Okay. And I'm missing the self-closing tag, I think. And probably I will have to restart the project, and now everything is gone, which is not good. But let's see what we are passing the restaurants from our data. Probably it could be that some no. We are rendering the restaurant cart and we are passing the info item because here the item actually should the extractor should be restaurant. And here we also need and why is not rendering? I'll just comment out this to see if everything is fine with the restaurant cart. It's not this. Oh, it's live coding session and that's pretty. Oh, here it is. Maybe it wasn't just updated, and sometimes the Metro servers freeze for a while. And here we have our actually list from list with restaurants, and probably the last thing which can be done is to add some margin, let's say top. And let's say 10. No, margin bottom, maybe. Maybe this is not the correct element, actually. see if this will fix it. Okay. Oh, so what we have now, maybe I will just change the background of the app to not be white, but probably pink or. And what we did today actually is we have created the first part of our mobile app. We have created the header, we have created the search using the React Native paper, and also we now have a scrollable list with items. And next time, which will be next week, next Saturday, we are going to continue with the Firebase integration, and we will make our app to update at real time. Are there any questions?
Thank you, Violina. I think Shireen has her hand up. You can speak.
Thank you so much, Violina. This was extremely beneficial for me. It was a very good refresher. And I think you built a really cool app in such a short time. And also, I'm really interested in learning how to do this stuff. And I was just wondering if I can get the recording for this,
Yes,
maybe.
yes, there will be a recording, and I will also upload this code to GitHub so that everyone can download it and experiment. And actually, this will be beneficial for our next session where we will create the connection with the database.
Awesome. And is there a way to get the previous recordings for the React workshops that you had previously, or are you going to, is there any chance that you will do those workshops again in the future, or maybe can we get the recordings for them? Ones that you
Yeah,
did previously?
you mean specifically a dedicated session for React Native and its concepts? Because if there are interest for this, we can definitely create React Native. Oh, last year we had React Native study group, but unfortunately the recordings are not uploaded to our YouTube channel. But maybe this is a good chance to repeat this React Native study group, and now more people can benefit from this framework.
Thank you so much. I was actually talking about the one that you did before this, the React one. Not sure which workshop that was. I think it was
You mean
React.
for the chatbot?
Yeah. So are those recordings somewhere on Slack, or is there any way to access the previous recordings for the previous workshops that you did?
Yeah, unfortunately, the previous recordings are not available, but yeah, we can definitely repeat this React Native study group if there are more people interested in learning about React Native.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Hi, Violina. It was really very beneficial session for me today. So I'm new to React Native and I enjoyed the session very much. And yes, I demand that if there will be any React Native session later on afterwards, then it would be really good for us and for everyone. I think so. And seriously, it was a great session. Thank you.
Thank you, Aparna. I'm glad that you liked
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. So we need the GitHub repo. I mean, the for in next Saturday, I think you will be explaining the Firebase
Yes,
connection with
yes,
it, and for full GitHub repo, if it is available, then we can use it. So
yes.
yeah,
I will upload the code to GitHub, and we'll post the link in our random channel.
yeah. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Apart from the we had some questions in the chat earlier. I think some of them you already responded to. But Lorena asked if Expo is a library similar to Redux.
Yes and no, because Redux is only used for managing the state, but with Expo, we can have routing similar to Next.js. So we can also use Expo components. We can have access to the devices API without need to have the knowledge of native mobile developers. We can also deploy our apps to Expo so that we can benefit from this over-the-air updates for which I mentioned in the session. So Expo is more than Redux, actually. It's a framework which makes the development with React Native quite easier.
Okay, I think this answers also the second question. Since Einar asked if is Expo the one that's creating the mobile window on the screen?
Which mobile? You mean this the app which was running on the simulator?
I think it is. Einar, I know. Yeah.
I think I forgot to mention something important, and I will just share my screen again. And this is because with Expo, you don't have to worry if you have Mac for iOS development or Windows machine. With Expo, actually, the development process is quite easy because you can download Expo Go app. It's available on App Store and Google Play Store. And when you start the Expo server with npx expo start, this QR code is generated. If you scan this QR code, and maybe I can do it right now because I have the Expo app installed on my phone, you can test the app on your physical device because most of the times the behavior is different in the simulator or than mobile, and I don't know if it's visible right now. Okay, here it is on my phone is running the actual mobile app, and I'm actually using the iOS simulator here. When you generate, when you start the Metro server, you have different commands you can use. If you have Android Studio installed on your machine, you can press A and your Android emulator will be started. You can use I for iOS simulator and W for web, which in this case is not available, but having Expo Go on your phone installed make it easy to test how the app will look on a real device. It's pretty helpful.
Yeah, everyone saying it's pretty cool. I think it's you. I always get excited when the screen shows the changes.
Yeah. Sometimes it doesn't, and you have to restart the Metro server, but
yeah. Lorena also asked if there's any CSS calculations. I'll ask. I think it's 3 CSS and Vue questions in line, so I'll ask them all together and you can answer. So Lorena asked is there any CSS calculations that you need to do to get the exact height where the header should be shown? And also if dimensions hook will be something like using 100 view width.
Yeah, it will be, but actually it's better to use the dimensions of the app because there might be cases, for example, if you have running a player, video player on your app and you enter in full screen mode, most of the time the styles will look different if you set specific width with numbers. So it's better to use the dimensions from the device so that the styles can be updated immediately.
Yeah, and I think that's the last question I have noted here. It's Anju, out of curiosity, can we create a separate CSS file?
Yes, we can create a separate CSS file, and actually there are different ways for styling React Native components. Let me just again share my screen because it's easier to talk when you have the example. The first way which you can use is the inline styles, similar to the inline styles on web. And here in the element, you're just adding the style object and you're passing the different styles. The next option is to use the style sheet API, which I'm using today, but I actually don't use it in my day-to-day work because it makes the file unnecessarily complicated, especially if you have a lot of elements on your file. And the other option is to use styled components, which is my preferred way, but unfortunately, styled components are now in just the phase that they won't be supported anymore. I mean, this is open source project, and since the latest updates in React won't be implemented in styled components, this will make this package not usable for the future. There are also unistyles, native wind, which is similar to tailwind, and probably for the next session I will add styles in a different way and will show it to you because it will be interesting.
Thank you, Violina. I didn't know about phasing out the style component things. It's also my favorite.
This was announced recently, and for projects using styled components, they might need to figure out different way for styling.
That's good news. Well, anyway, I think we don't. Oh, Yamana asked if we can use Tailwind.
Yes, we have the alternative to Tailwind, which is native wind, and if you're used to Tailwind, native wind works in the similar way.
Good. Thank you very much, Violina. This was a great session. I'm sure everyone learned a lot, and we're looking forward to continue with the app. It already looks great, and it's good that we'll have access to the repo and get to see it. And yeah,
Thank you so much.
and see you next Saturday. That was great. Thank you, everyone, for coming in and participating. We had a lot of participation in the chat, also very good conversation going on there. Thank you very much, everyone.